paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Flory, your host. We join you weekday mornings from 10 until 11 on WHOW, on AM and FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today is Breann Titus. She's the she's not the executive director, chief visionary officer. I fell back into a bad habit there, Breann. Chief visionary officer for community action. First of all, Happy New Year. How were your holidays?
Yes, Happy New Year to you as well. Good. I am so fortunate that I get to take some time off around the holidays. And so it was kind of hard to go back on Monday.
Yeah.
Just getting back into the habit of life and routine of life and the craziness of life. But I enjoyed my time off. And
yeah. Were you like, so I took a little time off, not as much as you got, but I had a little downtime in the holidays, and by Saturday night, I was going stir crazy. By by probably 6-7 o'clock on the 3rd, I was ready to go.
Yeah, I'm a homebody.
Okay,
so
am I though.
Yeah, for me, I was kind of like, I'm good with this. So yeah, I think that like Sunday scaries kind of started to come into effect on the 4th, and I was like, oh, and of course my kids were like, we gotta go back to school, and I kept trying to tell them, you're halfway through the school year, like
right.
But yeah, so just enjoyed being time off and time with my family, and
like you weren't tired of the kids or anything.
What'd you say?
You weren't tired of the kids or anything? We probably shouldn't say that out loud.
I mean, it was worse when they were younger.
Because you had to entertain them.
Yes.
Right.
So now that I have a little bit older kids, it's not as terrible. But yeah, I get to the point sometimes where I'm like, okay, we need some separation.
But that didn't come for you, huh?
It did not come for me, but I also have like almost teenagers, and I have one that is a teenager. So she likes to go to her room and just kind of shut herself off from the world, and that's okay.
Right. By the way, I know we went to high school together. So how crazy is it we have teenagers?
Insane.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking when I was talking to my oldest, she's halfway through her freshman year of high school. And when she started high school, we were like, how do we get here so fast?
I know.
And the fact that we're like halfway to a sophomore. And then somebody asked me the other day about having, an extra driver in the house. I'm like, I'm a year and a half away.
I know.
It is insanity to me.
Got to think about the car and the insurance, and you're ahead of me a little bit. But we're starting to think about the cell phone. I know you've already dealt with that.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's crazy. We're here already.
It is crazy. I'm not sure where life went so quickly.
I know. But anyways, all right, we got to dive into, we can't just reminisce and talk holidays and kids. We got to talk community action. And let's dive into, Breann, as we catch up on the 9th of January. Let's look ahead to 2026 for community action. And just kind of start with, where is the agency right now? How are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was here in November, we talked a lot about just kind of recapping the year for 2025 and kind of where that took us. And obviously we dealt with the government shutdown, and we made it through all of that. And I think that's something to celebrate going into 2026. Obviously, as if anybody kind of keeps track of that, and kind of follows the government stuff right now, there's a potential that could happen again. And for us, we're just kind of keeping focused on the clients and the customers and what our community needs from us. Thankfully, most of our funding has already been allocated. Later in the year, we could come across a challenge, and we'll cross that road when we get there. But our focus really going into 2026 has kind of reigniting our passion and our mission. And one of the things we talked about during our strategic planning this last year was, our tagline is helping people, changing lives. But what does that really mean? And what is the difference between helping people and actually changing their lives? And so once something that we started doing. We started writing down things that each one of our program does. And we start to question it, like, is that helping people or is that actually changing their life? And we started to realize that every single day we're helping people, but maybe we need to take one step further to actually make a change in that person's life instead of just helping them in the moment. And so that was really kind of our refocus and our reignite going into this new year, was make sure that when we're dealing with these customers and we're dealing with clients, we're helping them in that moment, but we're also taking it up a notch and we're going above and beyond to actually not just help them, but actually change their life for the better. And I think that's kind of sparked some new interest in a lot of us, especially some of our veteran staff. I've been there almost 10 years. And sometimes you lose track of that a little bit.
And just kind of get caught in the monotony of what you're doing. And
absolutely.
the cyclical nature of what it can be.
And with that, trying to, kind of, get the staff excited again and sharing a lot of like our day-to-day positives. Once you kind of get into that monotony, you kind of forget that some of those small wins are things that we should be celebrating and we should be really shouting from the rooftops, because it's a day-to-day thing for us. But we're starting to share that information more, not just externally, but also internally with our staff that maybe doesn't see it every day. So just trying to really kind of revamp up that positivity, so that we know what we're doing matters.
Yeah. So does that look like structural change to programming, or is it just a matter of, taking a micro focus to, little things that are going well in your day-to-day work?
Yeah. Most of it is just really kind of like focusing on what we're already doing and kind of how to amplify that a little bit. We always are looking for something new and innovative. Like, we're always looking at what the community needs are, and if we have services that meet those needs, and if we don't, is that something we want to take on? Rental assistance, helping pay from some additional financial hardships right now has kind of been a big thing in our state, in our counties, in our country. And so that is something that we've kind of looked at, like, how can we maybe make that a bigger focus? Does that mean we have to go out and find more funding to be able to support some of those challenges for some of our clients? What does that look like? Does that just, look like maybe a further conversation, maybe some education on budgeting? So we kind of have those conversations, and whether that's a change to the program structure, by adding something else, adding in more funding, or if that's just kind of having a different conversation. A little bit of both kind of happens. But we're always looking for how can we make it better? And then also, does that make a change in what we're doing?
Sure. Breann Titus is the Chief Visionary Officer for Community Action. And ironically, we talk about 2026 and what's kind of coming up for the vision for Community Action. Breann, let's talk programs and just openings. I know we've talked in the last, I feel like it's been a year and a half. We've been talking about Head Start openings, and it sounds like still looking for people there. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, if you look at from even statewide, the amount of early childhood education programs have increased, which is fantastic for that age group and that population of people. But that does create some challenges for some early childhood programs, depending on the location. And so we are fortunate in the aspect of we have a great Head Start program within Community Action. And for some people, we're fortunate we have some openings currently in our DeWitt County classrooms. So if you're somebody that maybe needs to make a transition or has been looking to get their kids into an early childhood education program, whether they're anywhere from that 0 to 5 years of age range, we have openings in Clinton right now. And so we can work on getting that process started, get that application done, and we can get those kids started even before the next school year. But if you are somebody that maybe isn't looking yet, but is looking ahead to next school year, we can also go ahead and start that process, because we start that recruitment process pretty early, and that enrollment starts early. So
Sure.
Be thinking about that, because we have openings now and we have openings going into next school year.
Yeah, sure. Very good. Of course. Is Head Start, I know at one point there was a high demand for Head Start. It was almost like if you don't do it now, you may not get in.
Yeah.
Is there still that high demand for the program?
Not as much as it was before, where we had like significant wait list. Preschool for All program that was done in the state of Illinois, that has kind of changed that a little bit because there is more preschool / early childhood education offerings now than there were before, where we were kind of it. Like you either had them in a daycare type of setting or you had them in a Head Start location because not a lot of school districts at that time offered a preschool setting. Now with the Preschool for All program, that more districts are taking on that Preschool for All and offering preschool classes. So that kind of changes the demand a little bit. So it's not as significant as it was before, but our program and the amazing way that they teach early childhood education hasn't changed.
Highlight that a little bit for us. What's that look like?
We really focus on that school readiness part instead of just, the getting the kids in a place where they're safe, watching them, babysitting, or even just helping them with the basics understanding of preschool, colors, things like that. We really focus on what is going to prepare them to move into kindergarten. And so we focus a lot on routine and kind of getting that set up from the day. We focus not only on the education side, but we focus on the social and emotional side. We focus on hygiene. Where there's like dental health, they're brushing their teeth at school every day. There's a huge component that a lot of the preschool offerings, even my own kids went to preschool, that was not part of their curriculum. And that is something that Head Start focuses on a little bit differently, is not only preparing them for kindergarten and focusing on that, but also just developing them as a child to potentially go further in life with how to start a routine, how to stay on track of responsibilities, really kind of takes that kid and creates that environment for them.
Sure. Very good. Well, Breann, on that note, Head Start, how do folks learn about Head Start and get registered for, this year, next year, and beyond? How about that?
So you can always call our central office, 217-732-2159. Our front desk assistant will actually get you to one of our Head Start staff to kind of answer questions for you if you have those. You can also go to our website, which is capsule.info, go to the Head Start page, and there's actually a contact form you can fill out, and then we can reach out to you. And there's also information on our Facebook page. Obviously, that's updated daily with all the current happenings, so definitely check that out.
Sure, very good. Again, Breann Titus with Community Action, Chief Visionary Officer of Community Action, our guest in studio. More to come with Breann on the morning show on WHOW.
WHOW.
Health isn't just something you think about when you're sick. At the SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln, our doctors care for you through every stage of life. Annual checkups help you stay ahead of problems, keep your family healthy, and build a relationship with a doctor who knows you. Make preventative care part of your routine. Book your annual appointment online today by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. SIU Medicine in Lincoln. Forward for you.
The Illinois Emergency Management Agency has designated WHOW's many platforms on AM and FM, as well as WEZC 95.9 FM, as standby radio stations for emergency messages to be sent for severe weather, as well as for the Clinton Power Station. We also have a direct link to the National Weather Service for watches or warnings to air immediately when they're issued. Keep yourself and your family safe by tuning into the WHOW platforms on AM, FM, or streamed online, as well as on WEZC 95.9 FM.
Happy New Year from all of us here at Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City. This is Scott Baum. Most of our customers trade for a different SUV or truck because their needs change each year. That's good because we have transportation options for you. Plus, we need your trade. Our selection of top quality, pre-owned trades come from you. Come see our ever-changing Chevrolet and Buick inventory today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Breann Titus, Chief Visionary Officer for Community Action, in studio with us this morning. And Breann, as we catch up, of course, it's the thick of the LIHEAP season. So let's talk LIHEAP and how things are going.
Yeah, absolutely. So LIHEAP is fully underway. We do have appointments still available. I think we get to this time of the year and, there's two things that can happen during January. One, they stop disconnecting temporarily due to weather and temperature, or our odd weather that we're having right now, which I'm not complaining because I'm not a cold weather person, but people get this mindset like, oh, it's not that cold outside. I can probably go without paying my bill because if I happen to get disconnected, I'll be okay. It's not freezing cold outside or whatever. So they kind of start to get comfortable with that. Here's the problem with that. You get to the point where you kind of just don't worry about it, and then you get that disconnect notice, and then it does get cold, and then the disconnect notice can't happen fast enough, or maybe we don't have appointments available, or worse yet, we're out of funding. And then what do you do? So we really just try to tell people, think about it, think ahead, do it now when we have appointments available. Because one of the things, when they extended the LIHEAP funding a couple years ago, they extended it to kind of go through the summer instead of stopping in May. Well, the last couple of years, we've run out of money before the end of the program has been over because we were helping so many people. And so then people wait until June, July when the AC is on and the AC is high and the bill is high again. And then we have to tell them we don't have any funding.
And that's the worst.
Yeah. So if you're struggling, maybe, or you're behind on a bill, or maybe you're going through, an unexpected job loss or a job transition, or things like that, even though maybe they're not disconnecting right now or the weather isn't terrible, now is the time to get in, get the appointment over with, get the assistance that you need to kind of help you get through the next couple of months. And then, kind of fix your budget from there. But I was just in the calendar the other day scheduling an appointment, and there are some that are same day, if not next day appointments, which is unheard of because our staff has just been busting through them. And so it's a week to 2 weeks out. So you can get an appointment even same day. We do all of the appointments over the phone. So it's convenient if you work or you're disabled and can't get out of your home. We do them all over the phone. So it's under 30 minutes and you can get the assistance that you need for your bill.
Very good. Very good. So LIHEAP, what is it just a matter of you're able to do phone interviews and that's making things go smoother this year? What's the deal?
Yeah, actually we started that last year for sure, potentially the year before that. So it's been going on for at least a year.
Yeah. But you've never come in and said you might get in the day you call.
Yeah, never. And I think a lot of it is because we're doing those phone appointments. And so they are just more efficient and more effective. Because we kind of prepare that person ahead of time to say, hey, this is the information you're going to need. Make sure you have it readily available with you so that you can recite that information over the phone.
Yeah. Well, and somebody comes to the office, they may run late and, and that puts everybody behind after that.
Absolutely.
So,
Because you have situations that happens, especially if our clients are working like, oh, I didn't get off in time. And then I was running late for the appointment. And then it kind of puts everybody behind where this is just, you don't have to worry about them coming in and sitting down and having the whole thing and then doing all that. It's just we're doing them so much quicker. And so that's making us go through the appointments faster and be able to help more people. And so we're spending the money faster because we're helping more people on a quicker cycle. And so that's why we're able to do that. But our staff is amazing. We have really 3 full-time staff members that do appointments on a consistent basis for all 5 of our counties. And they just knock it out of the park every time.
Sure. Very good. Well, how does one learn about LIHEAP and, just to see if they can get in maybe today, Monday, Tuesday, next week? How about that?
So our website is a great place to start for this program in particular, because it has all of the information you need to know if you qualify. So you can go on the website capsule.info and it will actually tell you what the income requirements are per household. So you can look at it and go, oh, I qualify. Oh, no, I don't. And then you can actually start the application process on our website and send that information through live chat, email our program director, which her email address is on the website, or you can actually text the information to us. So that really speeds up the process.
Sure.
If you have questions, you can always call at 217-732-2159. If you go to our Facebook page, you can also look for the light heap, and it has a link to book your own appointment. So you don't even have to call the book. You can actually book the appointment online yourself. That's convenient for you.
Is there a place, excuse me, folks can like find the income guidelines and some of those things?
Yeah, that's right on our website, capsule.info. Again, you go to energy services page, and down towards the bottom, it'll say, do I qualify or check eligibility? And you click on that button and it'll bring up the income guidelines. So you'll know right then and there if you qualify or if you don't.
Very good. Breann, 1 minute, 30 seconds with you. What are you looking forward to most about 2026 at Community Action?
I think just continuing to do the work that we do. Like I said, my 10-year anniversary is coming up, and I'm just grateful that I've had this opportunity with Capsule and all the people that we've helped over that time period. And I just hope that we can continue to do that for our community and for our customers every day.
Very good. Very good. Well, what are some of anything new, anything exciting coming up in 26 you're looking forward to?
We are celebrating 60 years as an agency this year. And so Community Action Month will be in May. And so we're going to combine Community Action Month with our 60th anniversary, and we'll do some fun stuff. So follow us on Facebook so you can stay up to date on that information.
Very good. Well, Breann, always good to talk to you, and we look forward to hearing from you and your many directors and staff as the year goes along about all the things going on. Thanks for making time for us.
Absolutely.
Sure. Breann Titus, Community Action. She is the Chief Visionary Officer for the agency, our guest in studio here for this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news coming your way next on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Mic check. With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason.